Love is not an emotion. Love is an action word. Good morning, you're welcome to Daily Dose. I bring you word from the Lord, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. It says, love is not ill-mannered or selfish or irritable. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. So this definition of love actually brings me to a popular saying that has now been, or that is now common and probably mainstream. So people say things like love is not enough. And if you've heard that phrase before, you will understand that they probably do not know what love is. Love is not an emotion. Love is an action word. That action causes people to do rather than even refrain. So somebody says, you hear people say this a lot, I love you, I love you. And whether friends, family, people use it very loosely. What we've come to understand by Apostle Paul is that he actually stated clearly what love is and what love is not. He says here that love is not ill-mannered. Love does not bring you into a place of insult or abuse or makes you in a certain way. Somebody says the reason why I'm behaving this way is because I love you. Love is not ill-mannered. Love does not become selfish. When somebody loves someone, they are selfless. Love is not a, I love you, do you love me? That's not what it is. So when you look at the conversation about God, Jesus, and ourselves, it says, while you were yet sinners, he died for you. He wasn't waiting for you to love him first, for him to love us. He gave us the first installment on love, which is that when you truly say you love someone, you love the person even with their fault. No wonder some people say things like, love me the way you are. But again, there's a dimension of love that calls for improvement. And when you love someone, you want that person to be improved, which is why Jesus is seated at the right hand of the Father today. And what is he doing? He is praying for us, interceding for us, not leaving us the same way. And this is the characteristics of love. It says that I will present you to myself without spot, without wrinkle. So love allows us to improve on who we are. Love does not leave us in the same state that's where we were met and just leave us that way and love us that same way. Love is unconditional, but love also improves. And that's why you see there are really 4 types of love. You see what they call about the eros, which is the romantic love. They talk about the filial, which is the family or the friendship love. They talk about, the agape love, which is the type of love that God has for each and every one of us, which is unconditional. But the same love, God said, he says, he whom the Father loves is who he chastises. So there is an aspect of love that corrects as well. But that correction is also in love, which means I am doing this essentially so that you will not turn out wrong. It says in the scripture, it says, if anybody that doesn't get corrected by the Father is almost like a bastard. So we understand the dimension of love. Love is enough. Love is what the world needs. Love is what you and I need. But there are characteristics of it. So whenever you emanate or you exude love, is it from a selfish point of view, or is it from the perspective that you just want the best for this particular person? So having the greater good of the person in mind is essential to the development of love or to the furthering of love. And so when Apostle Paul was teaching about this, he says, understand this, that love is not ill-mannered. You can actually correct people without insulting them. You can actually love people without degrading them or be mean to them. You can show that you love this person. In fact, you can love someone and fire the person. And all of these things can also be in the bid to love the person. All right. And that's why some people, all right, for instance, they love their children, but they say, Chief, you're going to be out of this house out of love so that you can learn certain things as far as life is concerned. I might not be in the best position to love you. You can love somebody and kill the person out of love, which is why you see in professions like medicine, they will say family members cannot treat themselves because you are incapable. You are now emotionally tied to the person. So the requirement for love to be active is that there is no selfishness in it. Love does not keep a record of wrong. If you say you forgive someone, you don't remember 2 years after and say this is how you used to behave and all of that. And that's why when God says that I have forgotten, not only forgiven, I have forgotten. In fact, human beings are the ones who remind God of their sins. And even when they remind him, God says, I don't know what you're talking about, because he puts away your sin as far from himself as you. I mean, this is what he does as a matter of fact. So it's important to understand that love is what is needed. Love is what we need. And giving love is a critical aspect of our being, of our state, and we must learn how to do that. All right, I hope this has blessed you this morning. Until tomorrow, when I bring you another word from the Lord on another episode of the Daily Dose. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe, like, and share. God bless you.